Hi, we're here with Miss Morris, and she's on the phone. She's by phone today because we were having a conversation, and we got talking about some things that I thought that the public should know about. Ms. Morris is a prominent civil rights, she is a civil rights activist, but she's also a prominent realtor in Muskegon, Michigan. Very well known and very well respected. But nobody can describe what she does better than her. And tonight we want to talk about urban revitalization. Ms. Morris, can you say hello to the people?
Hello, everybody.
Can you give us a little background about yourself?
The background about me is that I believe there's nothing we can't do. That's number one. And I believe in fighting for what I believe in if it's right. My mother told me when I was a little girl, I told her I wanted to be something and be somebody. And she explained to me about racism and sexism and my personality. And she explained to me if I wanted to be somebody, then I had a far way to go. Number one, if the other persons who were not my color ran 2 miles, then I had to run 10 miles. And I said, Mother, that does not sound fair. Why should I have to run 10 miles if they only run 2 miles? And she says, that's the way this country is working right now. And if you want to learn something, you have to know what you're up against. And if you're willing to go up against the struggle you're going to have to be somebody, be prepared for it. Because if you think it's going to be easy, it's not going to be easy. And fight for what you believe is right. And my mother did not let me lay in bed late. I had to get up and do hard work and help with my brothers and sisters. We were taught that you have a responsibility to the family. And that's the way we were raised.
Well, did you have any challenges in your life?
Yes, not only did I have challenges of who I was a small person and black female, and also had a bad personality, and I was lazy, the laziest child my mother had.
Wow.
And not only that, most people won't tell the truth. I had to tell the truth. I didn't want to do anything.
Oh.
And I didn't want to, and when it came my time to do dishes, I went to the bathroom.
Oh.
And it stayed in the bathroom. But my mother, if you don't bring yourself out of that bathroom and get these dishes done, Ciggzree, I think you're going to have a challenge to you, and I'm going to be your challenge.
Uh-oh.
So then I had to come out and do the dishes, and then I would go to bed, and she would leave them there until 2 o'clock in the morning, and she was doing hair, and she had come from the beauty salon because she worked in a beauty salon, and she would make me get out of bed and do the dishes if it were my time. But also I had physical challenges. When I became older and was married, I had what you call, I was ill all the time. And I had to fight through spondylitis and rheumatoid arthritis. And I had other issues that I fight through. And then in my older age, I started having other challenges with not being able to walk and not being able to move around as well. And I was bedridden for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go to Ann Arbor and see what was wrong with me, and they couldn't find out what was wrong with me right away. But they eventually found out, and I had pneumonia. I lost my last child, my little baby. I lost while I was in the hospital, and I could not go to the funeral because I was in the oxygen tent.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, my husband had to bury our baby by himself.
Oh, that is terrible.
The funeral. And that was the first time I lost a child, but the Lord blessed me. They have 2 more children.
Wow. So, tell me, through all of that, you were still able, we don't want to give away too much, but yet we want to let them know what kind of professional strides you have made. So through all of that was going on with you, you were still able to open a salon, was it?
Well, the first business I did was called Ciggzree, and that would become I had an idea of going into the wig business, and I went to Chicago and became a wholesale distributor.
Wow.
Chicago in the wig business.
Was that pretty easy to do?
Yes, it was easy to do because my husband and I came up with a little money, and I told him, I said, I have an idea.
That always makes things easier.
The idea was, Ciggzree, I said, I'm going to Chicago and see if I can become a wholesale distributor here in Muskegon. And my husband said, what gave you that idea? I said, well, I don't know. It just popped in as an idea. I was reading through the newspaper, and I saw where Chicago Hair Goods was.
Oh, I saw that before.
You saw Chicago Hair Goods?
Yeah, I saw it in the magazine advertisement.
Well, mine was in the newspaper.
Okay.
And then I in turn flew out to Chicago and stayed at the Palmer Hotel in Chicago downtown. And then when I went to the distributor, went to Chicago Hair Goods, I asked the receptionist, I wanted to see the head person in charge. And she said, the head person in charge? I said, yes. She said, none of us can help you? I said, no. And she brought the head person in charge out. And I said, I'd like to talk to you personally. He said, come back into my office. And I told him that I had come from Muskegon. He said, Muskegon? Where's Muskegon? The Muskegon is between Chicago and Detroit. He said, well, what can I do for you? And I said, I'd like to become a wholesale distributor for you. And I need to know what I have to have and what I have to do, and I'll stay here in Chicago so you can train me on how to style the hair products. So
okay. So we don't want to give away too much, but okay. So you became a wholesale distributor. You had a salon.
The salon later. Because
okay.
I didn't open the salon because I was working at another place. So I did do what you call Ciggzree's Boutique.
Okay.
And Ciggzree's Boutique was with the hair goods, and I rented out booths to hairstylists. And then we had jewelry and we had clothing. So it was a different shop. It was called the Total Look Shop.
Yeah, and you were quite the trailblazer then, because no one else had a shop in Muskegon, did they?
No, we were the first integrated beauty salon.
So practically,
girl.
Well, I'm sorry for cutting across you, but practically all your life you've been a trailblazer. You were the first black real estate person in a all white company.
And realtor. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. And then from there, you ended up opening your own real estate company. And we don't want to give away too much, but I'm just sort of letting the people know all of the magnificent things you have done for the community. I mean, you worked with Urban League, and there you learned a lot about civil rights and how to fight for us.
And NAACP.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so now you're opening a company for Urban Revitalization?
Yes. My concept is those who own the land control the land.
Wow. Let me repeat that.
You don't own nothing, you don't control it.
Well, let me repeat that for the people.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, could you repeat that?
Yes. Those who own the land control the land.
Okay, those who own the land control the land. Yep. So if you don't have no land, you ain't hitting on nothing.
Yep. And if you're not in a position, the only thing we didn't do, we at the civil rights fight, and I've always thought about, we did the civil rights fight, but we didn't finish the fight. We did the job concept.
Mm-hmm.
And after I started going into business and things, I thought we didn't do the economic empowerment concept, which meaning we're consumers.
Mm-hmm.
We are the greatest consumers in the world.
Tell me about it.
But we don't have the ability to be the producers.
Mm-hmm.
And the motivators.
Would you say
the big businesses
mm-hmm.
where we start supplying and making and creating opportunities to set up multi-million-dollar companies.
Mm-hmm.
When we do that, not only can we benefit from it, but we can also help our people. Most of the times when we send our young families to college, what they would tell the young people going to college, get your college degree, but do not come back here.
Sure did.
Okay? What we need to be doing is building billion-dollar companies and tell our children and our people to give them, they'll learn about the business concept from the business that we own, and then tell them, go to college. When you come back, you will be working for a multi-million-dollar company.
Yes.
So therefore, you don't have to work for people.
Yes.
You work to build your own wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Because those who own the land control it.
Wow.
Those who own the jobs control it. We were a while back. The last one's hired, and the first one's fired.
Mm-hmm.
That has been the concept. And we look for other people to do things for us. We are more intelligent people than we have ever had. But we still believe in working for people and making other people wealthy. We have to flick the switch and turn it around. And that's why when I talk to young people, I apologize to them that we did not finish the fight.
Wow.
We did not finish it. And it's work to do. And the work is that we can't let nobody talk about that the white man's ice is colder than ours.
Yes.
And we cannot let black people in business talk about other black people in business.
Exactly.
because that's a way for our companies to have a rough time of doing business. The Jewish community, what they do, they look out for each other, and they support each other. And if you ask, I have a friend, and she's no longer living, but is my sister by choice.
Wow.
And any time I got ready to do anything in our company, she would give me a card. I said, "What's this for, Harriet?" "This is a friend. You just got to saying what you want to do, Ciggzree. This person can help you." We don't do that as people. We don't network. We don't challenge. We don't challenge the idea that if I help this one, and we need to network on who's in business, who can I support, and how can we connect together and build big companies. With technology, we can do it. We don't have to be in the same city or state.
Right.
And we can build whatever we want to by coming together and pooling our resources. And instead of being jealous of each other, I always try to network with people who know more than I do. And learning is not always in books. It's in socializing.
Wow.
It's talking. And if you know somebody's in business, and rather than walking away from them, start communicating. You don't know. You might be sitting next to a person that knows a whole lot more than you. And communication is the best thing in the world.
Communication builds nations.
That's right. That's right. But I'm really proud of what I see on television and how black communities and the black movie stars and the black people are now sharing money with inner cities. Coming back to the site where they were born or raised at and putting some of their talents and money and helping to revitalize cities. And what happens is, I was always taught, since I've been in real estate, when a community is suffering and down, that's the best area to start growing and building things.
Well, can you think of any plans on how to do that?
We're working on those plans right now. One of the things that I believe that, number one, land is important. Once you get the land, it's good to have contractors. Rather than each little contractor got their little job, it's better for them to bring in a group of contractors, the generals and the subcontractors, and form what you call a construction management company. The construction management company means that you've got this construction management company, and rather than one person trying to build a house, you've got several people that can build 10 or 20 houses at the same time, up under the umbrella of unifying themselves. What we're doing right now is we're calling a group together of women, and they're women who are recognized in the community, and bringing them together because you got some smart women. And what we're calling our women of influence, we're calling them the Eagle Division, because eagles are strong and they're independent thinking, and they're the Eagle Division. So we also want to touch our young women some of them, they don't have all the money they need to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to introduce them to real estate.
Wow.
So they learn at a young age that it's wealth in land.
Mm.
And also, and for the men's division, that they will bring up their own name. We're meeting now, putting that together, and they will be men of change. Men of change. It's time for our men to be appreciated for their talents
Mm-hmm.
and their leadership.
Yes.
And the men of change will be working with the young men and introducing them to construction and other changes in welding and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Take them off the street.
Yeah, because I don't think there's any construction courses going on in the high schools anymore. No plumbing, no construction.
Well, that's why inner city rebuilding is great, because they have schools they're closing down. We need to open up schools, showing them different trades. And the streets are bad. And one of our young men who's coming and will be working with our concept, he learned how to do bridges and cement work and streets, and tremendous. And his concept, I want to own my own cement company one of these days. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need to put into people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't own your own with a bundle umbrella, because you can't make wealth by yourself unless you find something that's great, and you don't have to take a long time to change the concept of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're with positive people, you can get positive things done. You have to ignore the people who are negative. I don't even talk to anybody negative, because the Lord has blessed me so much with things I've done. And if you let negativity set in you, you won't get your dream. You'll stop the work.
Mm.
And you can't stop. If you really want something, you have to work at it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to study it. And you have to keep focused. And I really believe that inner city is a way that a lot of us can make it, because a lot of us work in planning departments for cities.
Mm.
But when we retire, we're retiring. No. Rather than retiring, bring your talents to where you can take the opportunity to see that things change. What's going to happen? The cities are not getting the funds they used to get. Many years ago, when I started in real estate, I happened to start at the right time when they were doing inner city reconstruction and revitalization many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out a lot about how cities can be built up and change. And then I think that's when it changed about the concept of changing inner cities. And then they shut off the money. And at one time, they didn't even have a course for that. And my daughter was fortunate to take that course free.
Wow.
Where she was. And they didn't have any planners. So they had a class. And she earned a master's in urban planning. And people now, they're going to have to open up urban planning again and start putting money into the cities, because the cities are deteriorating. Okay? And they can't going to let them do that because I don't care where you go, you're going to have to go through a city. The city is the main spot to get through. So if they keep deteriorating, they'll be isolated. you go to any city, you're going to have to go through one of those cities some kind of way to get there. And they're going to have to redirect the funds because all the cities are broken down, small towns, roads are broken down, so nobody's concentrating on that. So there's money in revitalization.
So you don't see right now that there could possibly be grants and proposals to make things happen for the cities?
That's what we're going to be working on, grants and things.
Oh, okay.
Happen. Also, we need investors.
Okay.
Investors can help. You got because they'll make money.
Yeah.
If you change the city around, that means you're making it more attractive. And I don't see why we cannot have areas where we build furniture, and your own clothing line, because I did that at one time. You have your own clothing line, your own artwork in your houses, and encourage your young people to think outside the box. Because they're smart.
Yeah, they are.
But nobody's taking the smartness and putting it to work. And we need to carry the concept of where you've been and where you want to go, and start helping them get to where they want to go. So, a lot of people have negative ideas. I don't want to live in that place. It's run down. Watch what's going to happen if we don't move and do it ourselves. Other people to do it for us.
Yep, and then run you out of there.
That's right. Be too happy you live there.
Yeah, that's what's happening over here in Detroit.
Detroit was one of the sharpest places to be. And music-wise, it was the front row for music.
Yeah.
And now, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to have something, and we're not going to have nothing unless we wake up and see the vision that we can be anywhere and we can do all things. And if you don't have no money, you don't want to work to be part of the group, then you're not going to have anything, because you cannot have wealth without having something. And when you come around the table to build wealth, and you don't have nothing, you won't be part of that table. Because why should you come in and you don't have talent, you don't have ideas, and you don't have money, and you're too lazy to work?
Wow.
So you just need to be out there. Probably get you a little can and hold it out and ask people for dimes and nickels.
Oh, man. That's bad.
Because your mind is not ready to do the work that needs to be done to change our concepts in our cities around, and for our crime in our cities. We got to get up and tell on our kids.
Yes.
We got to get your bad butt kid. If you can't straighten them out, then I guess the police have to straighten them out. Because it doesn't make sense for grandmothers fathers to let young people be disrespectful. I don't care who you are. I call for respect.
Yes.
And I'm gonna help you all I can, but I'm not gonna listen to you disrespect me. And most of the kids don't disrespect me, because I'm gonna respect them.
Okay.
I'm not cursing in front of them. I'm not acting bad in front of them. I don't drink or smoke. So all they can do, you cannot let young people scare you and take advantage of a community that needs to be revised. And revising means the crime rate must stop and drop. Because if you're going to revitalize a community, who wants to come into a community where people are killing people? That's an unsafe community. So there's work to do. And the work to do is you're going to have to get you a job or trade or learn something or move. That's the options, okay?
Yes.
That's the options. And when I walk down the street and somebody's cursing, I'll say, I don't appreciate that. And the Lord blessed me where they don't talk back to me. And the ones that know me, they'll say, that's Miss Ciggzree, you know. Because I'm not going to curse in front of them. Nobody heard me curse in front of nobody.
Wow. Wow.
And then, too, our churches need to change maybe some of the ways that we have service. Because we're not reaching some of these young people. And once they know things be happening in our churches, and we're creating opportunities and jobs and introducing to new ways of living and create jobs for them, and then they begin to see the vision that I am somebody. And if you got little sisters and brothers and you acting a nut in front of them, and my brother was the one that we had to obey. The breakdown of the family is terrible.
Yeah, no fathers in the home.
Build our families back up.
I think that's by design of the enemy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And instead of young people respecting their parents, and then when the parents get old sometimes, and the parents have given their whole life for their children, and then when the parents get old, the children don't even care about checking on them. And that's because the breakdown of the family togetherness. I remember when we were coming up and the family was down south and the family would come up north to get a job and everybody stayed together until one could move out and stuff. And the grandmother and the grandfather was respected. And they didn't want the grandmother, grandfather angry with them. And plus, you couldn't run from one house to another to have your way. I am so proud of my race. I am so proud that with all the things against them, I see changes in our thinking and our doing. And I see more black millionaires my life, from ice boxes to radios, and computers were not up when I was coming up. And I see technology that's so different. And I lived long enough to see that. I want to live long enough to see us creating opportunities in the inner city areas, and also some of the rural areas need to be revitalized.
Mm-hmm.
And it's money in it, but you have to work at it. And also we got planners, and what I'm looking at, we're looking at retired planners, because they do have some income coming in, but also that knowledge that they have will make that revitalization smoother and faster.
Okay, so you're looking for retirees, maybe young people as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Just people, you're looking for people who have that entrepreneurial spirit.
That's right.
Who are willing to put in some skin before they get money.
Yes.
Okay. Real estate people, will you be training people how to do real estate?
Yes, we're recruiting salespeople right now, and we're in Muskegon, but we're also going to have an office in Grand Rapids, because Grand Rapids is the second largest city in Michigan.
Okay.
And Grand Rapids is growing, and what happens is that we're not 30 some miles away from Grand Rapids, so we've got to, and also we'll make sure that we get the top salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
Selling is hard.
Okay.
That's right. A lot of people don't like sales because you live by commission. But hey, if you're good, you're not limited.
In order to be a good salesperson, you have to believe in what you're selling.
That's right.
Okay.
And also you have to listen to the people who want to buy.
Mm-hmm. You got to find out what they want, huh?
Yeah, people be talking about, I like this house. Well, you're not buying that house.
Mm-hmm.
You're working. It used to be where you just worked for the seller many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's an agency relationship. It's either you're working for the seller, or you're working for the buyer, or you have no relationship with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times now, we have what you call a buyer comes for you to get want you to work with them,
Mm-hmm.
and you have them to sign a buyer's contract. And if you're working for the seller, then you let the buyer know you're working for the seller. And if they want a buyer's agent, then sometimes they have the office set up where some people in that office is working for the buyer's agent. So it's changed a lot since I've been in real estate.
So, is it true that you're in real estate and insurance, or did you stop doing the insurance?
No, I never did the insurance. I was told to do the insurance. I did appraisals. I was the first black appraiser in Muskegon.
Oh,
and I became a FHA appraiser. Then I became a VA appraiser. And then I got a federal designation because I worked on the expansion of the airport.
Oh.
And appraised the houses. Sometimes you get money when the airplane flies over the house, and you get compensated for that. And appraisals are done on air traffic over your house, and what compensation you get.
Because that can shatter windows and do a little damage.
Yeah, it's just that it's called the air appraisal, and you do appraisals according to how far above your house that the plane flies. And some of them take the houses out because they need more space.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And then also, I was the first female contractor. Residential builder.
Okay. Wow. So for your urban revitalization, then you have a lot that you can teach the younger people.
Yes, I'm not active with my construction anymore, but I'm working with contractors who's come in under the revitalization package.
Okay.
They have their license.
Okay, so the learning is there for them.
Right, it's there for them.
Okay.
And anyone, electricians, cement men, plumbers, carpenters.
Okay, so here we have a lady who's doing something for the community, and you're calling out for retirees who are construction workers, concrete people, electricians, plumbers.
And some of them don't have to be retired. They have their own individual companies.
Yeah, because they could do some pro bono work.
Yeah, because what happens, what we're doing, if you're going to revitalize the city, and most of the houses is more land than houses, you're going to be busy. And so, in the process of being busy, that's where the money's coming from. Building the houses, rehabbing the houses. And what's going to happen to the real estate people will have merchandise. And the real estate people will be getting people ready in line and work with their credit. So they're ready to buy.
Wow.
Okay, you're gonna have people working with their credit so they can buy. And then what you're gonna have some people who want new houses, and you've got to have some, but they got to sell their house. So then you have it set up so that you can get people ready to buy the already houses. So what the cycle is that you're circulating the dollars. You got enough companies up under the umbrella that these dollars are being circulated.
We wish you were over here in Detroit.
We'll be over there because my niece is retiring from the air company. What did I tell you? God, I don't have her information out here, but she's retiring from Boeing.
Oh, okay.
She's retiring from Boeing. And she was all over the country with the revitalization program that Boeing had. And rather than her just walking away, they really needed her. So what I instructed her to do is don't walk away, become a consultant.
Yeah.
Create your own business. And when you create your own business, then you're allowed to do what you want to do, and you're still being paid by companies you work for all the time, and they need you. When you're in a position of people needing you, you call the shots.
Wow. So when people need you, then you call the shots.
You call the shots. And I just got through talking to another one. She's retiring. And she used to work for me. And I told her, I said, what are you going to do when you retire? She said, I'm going to become a consultant. I said, you need to come with us, and we build the inner city revitalization company. That means you can travel all over this country and revitalizing areas. If you got the knowledge and stuff, you contract to cities, and you're going up with the top people in line. They've been through it, did that. And then when you go into the cities, it should be that you're going to go in. You can go in with the construction company, but then what the construction company is going to do is help the people of that community take advantage of those opportunities of learning the construction and all that.
Wow.
So when not only are you doing, you're helping that city, but also you're giving those city residents an opportunity to participate in the circulation of money.
Okay. Okay, that sounds great. I know I've had you on the phone for 46 minutes, and I won't keep you too long tonight, but we've got to have you back.
Okay, I'll be happy to come back.
Okay. Before we close, I'd like for you to give me, just for fun, I'd like for you to give me your opinion on the movie called Black Panther. What did you think of that?
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. I loved it because it showed me that it was unselfish black people that were in control. They were in Africa, living well and doing well. And when they came back with his little brother was left by himself, they came back and brought their experience and talents into the city for revitalization. And that's what I see our concept is.
Oh, well, could you...
I could relate to that.
Okay.
And I believe that we are strong enough, smart enough, and think outside the box enough to do the same thing here, Detroit, Flint, Grand Rapids, wherever it's needed. And it's not a job. It should be a business.
Your business, yes.
It should be a business that we come together and start utilizing our talents. And I when I saw that movie, I was so happy. I was happy because it also displayed, and this country needs to know, that we are smart.
Yeah.
And not only are we smart, we look out for each other because that's what they did. Africans came over and with their talents and their smartness went into a community that needed to be revitalized. And I hope some of the black people who got a lot of money see the nature of, if you invest in the cities, you can get a return on that investment.
Mm-hmm.
Because land is money.
Mm.
And like I said, what I say, those who own the land control the land.
Okay.
And those who own the jobs control the jobs.
Well, Miss Morris, before I let you go, could you let the people know how to contact you?
Yes, I can give my. I know most people give
their business number.
Yeah, their business number. But I can give my business number.
Okay.
737-9039.
Okay. And that's Ciggzree Morris of Muskegon.
Yes, I'm Muskegon, Michigan.
Okay. So anybody who wants to get involved and have an entrepreneurial spirit, and you're not lazy, you want to move, then you want to contact this lady. I'm telling you, she's a dynamo. And she's very well known in Muskegon, and she is definitely a mover and a shaker. So, Miss Morris, I'm very much looking forward to writing your book, too.
I am looking forward to seeing it written, and everybody is waiting for it.
Oh,
They want to
pressure.
know, when will it be available? I said, I don't know. I have to ask my publisher.
Yeah,
And
it'll be soon.
I don't know when it'll be available, but we will have a book signing, and they want to all come to the book signing.
Oh, that is going to be great. I want to be there, too.
You're going to be there. You have to be there.
Definitely.
You're my partner.
Definitely. Well, okay then, Miss Morris. Well, I won't hold you any longer, and I hope we get to talk to you soon.
Yes. And everybody who's listening, have a very good day tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay.